This is Raptor News. Today we are responding to Yusuf Yezreel, Rap and family. They're doing this because their leaders allow them to marry girls 7 years old just like the rest of the satanic religion do. They feed that fat pig and pay them their blanks. And the closer that the planet hell get, the most high of, and then that's all I got from that. And so we're going to be addressing that today. What I have to say, a lot of people will be turned off from it. A lot of people is not going to like what I am going to read to you out of the scriptures right now. A lot of people don't even know that it's in the scriptures because they don't read or study. So today we're going to be finding out more of the truth. I have a job and a duty to Israel, and that duty comes from God. I have to do my duty to the Lord, which is to serve him the way he told me. We are royal priests, and we preach the message that he brought to Moses to our people, right? With that being said, we're going to start out with the truth. We're going to go all the way back to the days of slavery. When you were put on a ship in slavery after you were captured, the men went to the bottom of the front of the ship. The women went next, and then the children went last. That way, when they go down to the bottom of the ship to check in on you, they can rape the children first, the women next, the men last, in that order. They pick particulars out of the people as they aborted the ship for their own personal rape experience for their pleasure during the voyage, if you don't know. When we arrived in United Snakes of America, we were put on auction blocks. The most sought out after, and you can Google it, person on that auction block was a young black female, preteen, right? Or younger. That was the most sought out and highly charged person on there. So you fetch the most out of a young black female, right? And then strong bucking men and boys, or nursing women. If they had a child, they snatched that child out of her hand, and then women took that woman in the house and made her breastfeed their children. So the whole thing was highly sexual in slavery, and we are carrying those diseases till today. They had what they call is like farms where they took like sex farms with us, breaking a buck, which they was just prison raping our men. And we wonder why there's so much homosexuality in our communities. But today we're going to be talking about the girls. Since Yusuf mentioned it, we're going to educate Israel on the girls. Again, I didn't go back 3,000 years ago and tempt these people to write what they wrote. Neither did I seduce God to say what he wanted Israel to know. Let's get into it. So for all the new people to the religion, as also the unlearned of God's righteous judgments, whenever the men of Israel went to war with the other nations, the order by God according to scriptures is that they had to kill all of the men first, and the women, the elderly, and the boys of that nation, and then take the virgin girls who knew no man back with them to be divided out evenly to the men who went to war, usually to have children with them. So right now we will take a look at just a couple of those verses so you can get a great understanding of how this thing goes, and you form your own opinions of whether you believe God or you need to tuck your skirt and run. War booty definition: goods taken in war, including humans, to be divided to the men of Israel. The only humans that you could take in a war were young virgin girls. So if there was a man who wasn't married or didn't have children, They will be divvied to them along with the men who went to war. Let's find out. Isaiah 47:1. We're going to start out with this one. And this one may not be so clear to you, but it's clear to people who want to know. Go sit down in the dust, virgin daughter of Babylon. Why is she sitting down? She bummed out. Sit on the ground with a throne, without a throne. Why? Because your city was toppled by Israelites. Queen city of the Babylonians. No more will you be called tender or delicate. Why? Because she was raped, plumaged. Take the milestones and grind meal. Uncover thy locks. Let your hair down. Make your legs bare. Uncover thy thighs. Pass over the rivers. Your nakedness shall be uncovered. Yeah, the shame shall be seen. Your shame. So what are we learning right here? We learning what, you need to learn. I'm not going to just come out and say it. If you don't get it, you will get it. Let's keep moving on so you can get it. Because if I come out and say it, oh, that's me. Oh, I went back there and inspired God. Numbers 31:31. And Moses and Eleazar, the priest, did as the Lord commanded. So I highlighted that. As the Lord commanded Moses. And the booty, being the rest of the prey, which the men of war had caught, they called what? Booty. That booty was what? A prey. Was 600,000 and 7,000 and 5,000 sheep, right? And 312,000 beeves, and 1,000 asses, and then again highlighted, and 32,000 persons, which we know are what? In all, of women that had not known man by lying with him. Right? Let's keep going with that so we can get a full understanding. Numbers then 31:53, a little bit further down. For the men of war had taken spoil. What do you mean spoil? Goods of the war and people being spoiled. Every man for himself. Let's make it clear. So Isaiah, Numbers, and Judges all going to agree. Judges 21:11. Do this. Who is saying this? God. Through what? The prophets. Exterminate every male, as well as every woman who has experienced a man's bed, but spare the lives of any virgins. Do not kill the virgins. So they did as they was instructed. So you think they just left a bunch of virgins there sitting on the bed crying? Judges 21:12. They found among the inhabitants of Jabesh Gilead 400 young girls who were virgins, who had never been intimate with a man in the bed. So all of it is saying the same thing. Kill everybody but the virgins. They brought them back to the camp at Shiloh. A bunch of men carrying a bunch of girls back with them. Just you think it. Judges 21:14. The Benjamites, a lot of people hate the tribe of Benjamin for some reason, returned at that time, and the Israelites gave to them the girls. Here are girls, the Benjamins. They said, oh, bring the women folk and give it to the girls, the women, until they grow up, and then we'll see what happens after that. That ain't what's being said here. They gave them to the Benjamites, right? The men they had spared from Jabesh Gilead. But there were not enough to go around. We need some more girls, y'all. So let's keep going. Judges 21:20. We're going to go all the way down the line in Judges. So they commanded the Benjamites, go hide in the vineyards and keep your eyes open. What their eyes open for? The daughters of Shiloh. When you see the daughters of Shiloh coming out to dance in the celebration, jump out from the vineyards, each one of you, and catch yourself a wife from among the daughters of Shiloh, then go home to the land of Benjamin. You think they finna go play with Tinker Toys? And it ain't funny, but I'm just saying, that's what you think? Judges 21:23. The Benjamites did as they was instructed. They abducted 200 of the dancing girls to be their wives. Keyword abducted. Judges 19:25. Down the line. The men refused to listen to him, so the Levites grabbed his concubine and made her go outside. They raped her and abused her all night long, is highlighted, until morning. They let her go at dawn. No more use for her, right? Yeah, and so we're going to go back up to it, to this person again. Yusuf Yezreel. And I'm not beating up Yusuf Yezreel. I don't know this person. I'm not saying, oh, I hate you, or I love you, or this or that. I'm just reading what they wrote. Just like I'm reading the scriptures. And then you form your own belief behind what is being said to you. I'm not saying you lean towards this way or you lean towards that way. I'm saying believe in the Most High God. Rapping family, they're doing this because their leaders allowed them to marry girls. Nothing else needs to be said. This is Rap the News.